Once a symbol of American agriculture, John Deere is now facing major backlash after moving key production lines to Mexico. This decision has led to devastating job losses in U.S. communities and sparked outrage among farmers already frustrated with the company's controversial software locks, which limit their ability to repair their own equipment. But why is this happening? What does it mean for American farming, and could this trigger a larger economic ripple effect that affects us all? The answers may surprise you. Stay tuned to find out what's really going on. What happens when a company synonymous with American farming takes its roots elsewhere? John Deere, an emblem of American agriculture, has long been a trusted name for farmers and rural communities. Yet the company's recent decision to shift a significant portion of its manufacturing operations to Mexico has caused a national stir. This decision involves moving the production of skid steers, compact track loaders, and other essential equipment from Iowa to facilities in Ramos Arizpe, Mexico, by the year 2026. Cost-cutting measures tied to labor disparities. In the United States, production managers earn wages exceeding $56 per hour, while their Mexican counterparts make significantly less. For John Deere, this represents an opportunity to maximize profit margins by reducing manufacturing expenses. However, this economic calculus does not account for the human toll on American workers and their communities. The decision has shaken the agricultural sector, leading to concerns about job security, economic stability, and the broader implications of outsourcing on American manufacturing. Critics question whether prioritizing profit over local livelihoods aligns with the values that John Deere has built its brand upon. But this decision is not just about moving production, it's about the ripple effects felt by workers and communities left behind. Layoffs and local devastation. What do you do when the job you've relied on for decades disappears overnight? In the wake of its relocation plans, John Deere has implemented widespread layoffs that have rippled through rural America. Since September of 2023, over 2,800 workers in Iowa and Illinois have lost their jobs, with 2,100 layoffs occurring in 2024 alone. These cuts have left families struggling and local economies reeling. The layoffs extend beyond production staff, affecting entire communities that depend on these jobs for stability. Local businesses from small diners to grocery stores are now facing a sharp decline in revenue. Schools and clinics that relied on taxes from John Deere employees are grappling with reduced funding, threatening essential services. Adding to the frustration is John Deere's financial success during this time. In 2023, the company reported record profits exceeding $10 billion, raising questions about the necessity of such drastic cuts. For many, the disconnect between corporate prosperity and worker suffering is impossible to ignore. The fallout from these layoffs is profound, but John Deere's recent actions go even further in challenging the trust of its customers. Let's discuss the growing right to repair controversy, the right to repair battle. Imagine buying a machine only to be told you don't actually own it. How would you feel? Farmers have long prided themselves on their ability to maintain and repair their own equipment. For generations, this self-reliance has been a cornerstone of American agriculture. But John Deere's introduction of software locks on their machinery has fundamentally altered this dynamic. These restrictions prevent farmers from conducting repairs themselves, forcing them to rely exclusively on authorized John Deere dealers. The financial burden of this policy is immense. Repairs through authorized dealers can cost 3 to 6 times more than independent fixes, creating significant strain for farmers who already operate on tight margins. Worse still, the delays caused by waiting for authorized technicians during critical planting or harvesting seasons can result in devastating losses. Critics argue that these software locks represent a monopolistic practice designed to boost profits. John Deere's parts and services division is now more profitable than its new equipment sale, highlighting the financial incentives behind this controversial policy. Farmers are fighting back, rallying behind the right to repair movement. Advocacy groups and state legislatures are working to pass laws requiring manufacturers to provide the tools and information necessary for independent repairs. Some farmers have even resorted to hacking their equipment to bypass these restrictions, a bold act of defiance against corporate overreach. But how are these actions being received by the public? And what do they mean for John Deere's reputation? Let's examine the growing backlash, public and political repercussions. John Deere isn't just facing angry customers, it's facing a nationwide backlash. The controversies surrounding John Deere have captured national attention, turning the company into a lightning rod for debates about corporate ethics outsourcing, and consumer rights, President Donald Trump has weighed in, threatening a 200% tariff on John Deere products made outside the United States. This bold warning is part of his broader America First initiative, aimed at protecting domestic manufacturing and jobs. The public outcry has been amplified by grassroots movements, with farmers, workers, and community leaders organizing protests and rallies. These efforts are supported by online petitions and advocacy groups that demand accountability from John Deere. The media has also played a significant role, with both conservative and progressive outlets critiquing the company's decisions from different angles. The combination of political pressure, public anger, and grassroots activism has created a perfect storm for John Deere. While the company continues to defend its decisions as necessary for economic survival, it faces an uphill battle in regaining the trust of its customers and the communities it has impacted. With the stakes so high, the question remains, can John Deere navigate this storm and find a path forward? Let's explore the broader implications of these controversies, the economic and social fallout of outsourcing. John Deere, long considered a cornerstone of American agriculture, has sparked national controversy with its decision to relocate a significant portion of its manufacturing operations to Mexico. While the company cites cost-cutting measures as the primary motivation, leveraging significantly lower wages in Mexico compared to the United States, the consequences of this decision have rippled across rural America, leaving communities reeling. Since September 2023, over 2,800 workers in Iowa and Illinois have lost their jobs. Families that relied on these jobs for decades now face an uncertain future, while local businesses, diners, grocery stores, schools, and clinics struggle to stay afloat as revenue and tax funding dwindle. For many, the layoffs feel like a betrayal, especially given John Deere's record profits of over $10 billion in 2023. The contrast between corporate success and worker suffering has fueled outrage among employees, community leaders, and the public. Adding to the backlash is the broader economic uncertainty. John Deere's decision to relocate manufacturing introduces risks to its supply chain, particularly with increasing geopolitical tensions between the United States and Mexico. Critics warned that concentrating production in a single region could leave the company vulnerable to disruptions from labor strikes to natural disasters. President Donald Trump has added to the controversy by proposing a 200% tariff on John Deere products manufactured in Mexico. If enacted, this tariff would triple the cost of some machinery, pushing loyal American customers to consider competitors and potentially igniting a trade war with devastating consequences for the agricultural sector. The economic and social toll of outsourcing goes beyond numbers. For farming communities and small-town economies, John Deere's relocation symbolizes a broader loss of identity and trust. As the company prioritizes global cost advantages, it risks alienating the very customers and communities that built its legacy. This shift in priorities feels especially jarring when you consider John Deere's roots, a company built on empowering American farmers through innovation and trust. The rise of John Deere. In the mid-19th century, a young blacksmith named John Deere revolutionized agriculture with a simple yet groundbreaking invention, the steel plow. Born in Rutland, Vermont in 1804, Deere moved to Grand Detour, Illinois in 1836, where he began working as a blacksmith. It was here that he encountered a recurring problem faced by farmers in the Midwest. The sticky, heavy prairie soil, vastly different from the sandy soil of the eastern United States, would cling to the wooden or cast-iron plows, requiring constant cleaning and hindering productivity. Deere's innovative solution came in 1837 when he created a plow with a polished steel blade designed to cut through the dense soil without sticking. This innovation, later known as the self-scouring steel plow, transformed agriculture by enabling farmers to work more efficiently and cultivate larger areas of land. Word of Deere's invention spread quickly, and by 1848 he was producing 100 plows a year. Agricultural manufacturing. By the 1850s, the company had grown significantly, producing thousands of plows annually. Deere's commitment to quality and innovation earned him the trust of farmers, who saw his equipment as a reliable tool to overcome the challenges of frontiers. The slogan, "Nothing runs like a Deere," though coined much later, encapsulated this reputation for durability and dependability. While John Deere's legacy was built on empowering farmers and fostering self-reliance, its recent actions, marked by restrictive repair policies and profit-driven decisions, have sparked a growing conflict that threatens to undermine the very principles it once championed: the fight for farmer independence and corporate ethics. John Deere's recent actions have not only affected its workforce, but also its loyal customers, America's farmers. The introduction of restrictive software locks on machinery has ignited a fierce debate over the right to repair, a movement that seeks to restore farmers' ability to maintain and repair their own equipment. For generations, farmers have relied on their mechanical skills to fix machinery, ensuring independence during critical planting and harvesting seasons. However, John Deere's restrictions force farmers to rely on authorized dealers, significantly increasing costs and causing delays that can lead to devastating losses. These policies have been lucrative for John Deere, with its parts and services division now generating more profit than its new equipment sales. However, they have also sparked widespread anger among farmers' mechanics and advocacy groups. Grassroots movements have taken center stage, with Colorado passing a groundbreaking right to repair law aimed at agricultural equipment. Farmers are also using creative methods to reclaim autonomy, including hacking conferences like DEF CON, where demonstrations reveal ways to bypass John Deere's software locks. At the heart of this battle is a deeper tension, the growing disconnect between corporate priorities and the farming communities they serve. Farmers argue that John Deere's shift toward profit-driven policies undermines the company's legacy as a trusted partner in agriculture. While younger farmers may be more adaptable to technological constraints, older generations view these restrictions as a fundamental betrayal of the self-reliance that has long defined farming culture. Rebuilding trust will require significant action. John Deere must address the right to repair controversy by creating repair accessibility programs that empower farmers without compromising product integrity. Additionally, transparency in corporate decision-making through forums, Q&A sessions, and open dialogue with stakeholders could help bridge the divide. Ultimately, this is about more than just repairs. It is about preserving the values of independence, resilience, and community that are central to American farming. As farmers rally for change, they also call on John Deere to remember its roots and redefine its priorities. How technology shapes farming culture. The increasing reliance on advanced technology in modern farming is redefining the relationship between farmers and their equipment. John Deere's introduction of software locks in its machinery is a prime example of how technology is altering the traditional dynamics of agricultural work. While these advancements offer undeniable benefits in terms of efficiency and precision, they also raise important questions about autonomy, economy accessibility, and the very culture of farming. For generations, farming has been characterized by a hands-on approach. Farmers relied on their mechanical skills and practical knowledge to maintain and repair their equipment, ensuring its functionality during critical planting and harvesting seasons. John Deere tractors and other machinery were prized for their durability and ease of repair qualities that empowered farmers to stay independent and self-reliant. However, the rise of digital technology has disrupted this dynamic. Modern tractors are now equipped with sophisticated software systems that control everything from engine performance to GPS-guided navigation. While these innovations have revolutionized farming, they have also made it nearly impossible for farmers to repair their own equipment. Software locks and proprietary codes force users to rely on authorized dealers for maintenance, a process that can be both expensive and time-consuming. This shift has profound implications for the culture of farming. For small-scale farmers, the inability to repair their machinery represents a loss of autonomy and a growing dependence on corporate entities. It also adds to the financial burden as repair costs and downtime eat into already thin profit margins. For larger agribusinesses, the reliance on advanced technology may be more manageable, but it still represents a fundamental change in the nature of agricultural work. The generational divide further complicates this issue. Younger farmers who have grown up in a digital age may be more comfortable navigating complex software and working within the constraints of proprietary systems. Older farmers, by contrast, often find these changes alienating as they struggle to adapt to technologies that feel disconnected from the hands-on skills they have honed over decades. Ultimately, the integration of technology into farming is both an opportunity and a challenge. While it offers the potential for increased productivity and sustainability, it also threatens to erode the independence and self-sufficiency that have long defined agricultural culture. As we consider the implications of these technological shifts, it becomes clear that the future of farming will require a delicate balance between embracing innovation and preserving tradition. The question remains, how can we ensure that technology serves farmers rather than the other way around? grassroots movements, and the fight for change. When corporations overreach, communities rise. This is the fight for farming's future. In response to John Deere's controversial decisions, grassroots movements have gained traction across the country. Farmers, mechanics, and advocates are rallying around the Right to Repair movement, which aims to restore farmers' ability to fix their equipment independently. This movement has sparked legislative efforts in multiple states, with Colorado passing a groundbreaking Right to Repair law specifically targeting agricultural equipment. Beyond legislation, farmers are using innovative methods to reclaim control. Hacking conferences like DFCon have featured demonstrations of how to bypass John Deere's software locks, empowering farmers to regain autonomy over their machinery. While these acts of defiance highlight the determination of farmers to protect their livelihoods, they also underscore the growing divide between agricultural communities and corporate entities. Car rallies, online petitions, and advocacy campaigns are also drawing attention to the broader implications of John Deere's actions. These efforts are not just about repairing equipment, they are about reclaiming independence and preserving a way of life. The movement supporters argue that the future of farming depends on dismantling monopolistic practices and ensuring fair access to tools and resources. Grassroots movements are often seen as David versus Goliath battles, but their growing momentum suggests that the fight for farmers' rights is far from over. With the backing of advocacy groups and support of lawmakers, there is hope that the agricultural sector can find a path forward that balances innovation with accessibility. While grassroots efforts offer a glimmer of hope, they also raise important questions about the future of farming and the broader agricultural industry. The ethics of corporate decision-making. The controversy surrounding John Deere's decisions brings to light the growing tension between corporate profit-making and ethical responsibility. As a company with a rich heritage and a deep connection to American farming culture, John Deere's choices carry weight not only in the marketplace, but also in the public consciousness. At the heart of the debate is the question, should corporations prioritize shareholder profits above all else, or do they have a responsibility to the communities they serve? For John Deere, the decision to move manufacturing to Mexico has led to record cost savings and boosted profitability. However, this has come at a steep cost to American workers, who have faced layoffs and economic uncertainty as a direct result. Critics argue that these layoffs, coupled with John Deere's growing reliance on software locks that restrict farmers' ability to repair their equipment, paint a picture of a company increasingly out of touch with its foundational values. For decades, John Deere thrived by empowering farmers, providing them with tools they could maintain and trust. Today, many feel the company has shifted its focus to short-term financial gains at the expense of its long-term reputation. And on the flip side, John Deere and its defenders insist that these decisions are necessary to remain competitive in a rapidly evolving global market. They argue that cost-cutting measures such as outsourcing production allow the company to invest in new technologies and ensure its future survival. In their view, the ultimate goal is not to abandon American workers or farmers, but to position the company for success in a changing economic landscape. This ethical tension extends beyond John Deere, reflecting a broader dilemma faced by multinational corporations in the modern era. As globalization continues to reshape industries, companies must navigate the fine line between profitability and purpose, balancing the demands of shareholders, customers, and employees. As John Deere navigates these environmental complexities, it must also contend with the broader cultural implications of its decisions and their impact on farming traditions worldwide. The path forward. Can John Deere regain trust? John Deere, a company synonymous with American farming, faces an unprecedented challenge, rebuilding trust with its core audience. Over the years, its decisions relocating manufacturing to Mexico, implementing restrictive software locks, and prioritizing corporate profits over worker welfare have alienated farmers and communities. The road to redemption is steep, but not impossible. To regain trust, John Deere must adopt a strategy that prioritizes transparency, collaboration, and mutual respect. For example, addressing the controversy around software locks could be a starting point. Farmers are not asking for free services, but rather for the ability to repair their own equipment without jumping through corporate hoops. John Deere could implement repair accessibility programs, providing farmers with tools and manuals, while maintaining safeguards to prevent unauthorized modifications. Another critical area is reshoring jobs while relocating manufacturing to Mexico. To offer cost advantages, John Deere could reinvest in American communities through smaller-scale operations or training programs for displaced workers. This move would symbolize a commitment to the very people who built the brand's legacy. Transparency in corporate decision-making could also bridge the growing divide. Farmers and consumers want to understand why these decisions are being made and how they align with John Deere's long-term goals. Open communication through forums, Q&A sessions, and grassroots campaigns could show that John Deere is willing to listen to its stakeholders. Lastly, John Deere must re-evaluate its profit-driven mindset. While shareholders remain a priority, balancing profitability with ethical practices and community engagement is essential to long-term survival. By demonstrating that they value their workforce, customers, and communities as much as their bottom line, John Deere could rebuild its tarnished reputation. But as John Deere attempts to rebuild its image, the broader agricultural industry faces its own challenges. None more significant than sustainability. Sustainable farming, the next revolution. As the world grapples with climate change, agriculture is under increasing scrutiny for its environmental impact. John Deere has a unique opportunity to lead the charge towards sustainable farming practices, leveraging its influence to transform the industry. But is the company up to the challenge? One promising avenue is the development of eco-friendly machinery. Imagine tractors and combines powered by renewable energy sources, such as solar or hydrogen, significantly reducing carbon emissions. John Deere could also explore the use of biodegradable materials in manufacturing to minimize waste. While the initial investment in research and development might be high, the payoff, both environmentally and financially, could secure the company's future. Another area ripe for innovation is precision farming technology. By integrating artificial intelligence and data analytics into their equipment, John Deere can help farmers optimize resource usage from water to fertilizers. These advancements could lead to more efficient farming practices, reducing waste while increasing yields. For example, drones equipped with John Deere technology could monitor crop health in real time, enabling farmers to address issues before they escalate. John Deere's commitment to sustainability should also extend to its global supply chain. Partnering with environmentally conscious suppliers and reducing the carbon footprint of transportation and manufacturing could set a new standard for the industry. Sustainability is no longer just a buzzword, it's a necessity. Farmers, consumers, and policymakers are demanding change, and companies that fail to adapt risk obsolescence. If John Deere embraces this challenge, it could redefine its legacy as a pioneer of sustainable agriculture. As government policies continue to evolve, so too must the culture of farming itself, especially as technology reshapes the landscape. The future of farming innovation meets tradition. Farming, once defined by hard work and hands-on expertise, is undergoing a seismic shift. Advanced technology from autonomous tractors to blockchain-based supply chains is transforming the way we grow, harvest, and distribute food. But with these changes come challenges, particularly for those who value traditional farming methods. For small-scale farmers, the adoption of high-tech equipment can feel daunting. The cost of advanced machinery, coupled with the learning curve required it creates barriers that many cannot overcome. This technological divide risks sidelining farmers who have spent generations perfecting their crafts, leaving the future of farming in the hands of large corporations. However, younger farmers are embracing these advancements, seeing them as tools to increase efficiency and sustainability. Technologies like artificial intelligence can analyze soil conditions, predict weather patterns, and recommend optimal planting schedules, allowing for more precise decision-making for these farmers. Technology represents a way to bridge the gap between tradition and modernity. John Deere stands at the intersection of these two worlds. By offering scalable solutions ranging from basic models for traditionalists to high-tech options for innovators, the company can cater to a diverse customer base. Educational programs and training initiatives could also help farmers adapt to new technologies, ensuring that no one is left behind. But the future of farming is about more than just technology. It's about preserving the values that have defined the industry for centuries: resilience, community, and a deep respect for the land. As John Deere and its competitors shape the next chapter of agriculture, they must ensure that these values remain at the forefront, blending innovation with tradition to create a future that honors the past while embracing progress. The story of John Deere is not just about one company. It's a reflection of the broader challenges and opportunities facing agriculture today. John Deere's journey from a symbol of American farming to a company at the center of global controversy offers a microcosm of the challenges facing agriculture today. Outsourcing, sustainability, government policies, and technological innovation are reshaping the industry, creating both risks and opportunities. As the dust settles, one thing is clear. The decisions made today will shape the future of farming for generations to come. Will John Deere find a way to balance profitability with ethical responsibility, or will short-term gains come at the cost of its long-standing legacy? For farmers, consumers, and communities, the stakes have never been higher. The path forward demands collaboration, innovation, and a shared vision for a future that benefits everyone. But what do you think? How do you see the future of farming evolving? What role should companies like John Deere play in shaping it? Your voice matters. Drop your thoughts in the comments and be part of the conversation.